Hello and welcome to your first video for learning the acoustic guitar. So let's start off by identifying the parts of our guitar. We have the head stock, the tuning pegs, the nut, the neck, the strings, 6 of them. We also have the fret wires, which divide our neck into frets. Position markers may be inside on the neck or on the sides here. We also have the body, the waist on the bottom, the sound hole, sound goes in and out there. We also have the bridge, the tuning peg, the pick guard. Okay, so please memorize these parts of the guitar and have them learned for next lesson. Okay, so you may either have a steel string guitar or a nylon string guitar. Mine happens to be folk strings because I like to play the classical guitar. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to review holding the guitar. For you, those that may be a little shorter or smaller, I recommend that you place the waist of the guitar on your right leg, thigh. Okay, you want to hug the guitar from the side on top here and support it by lifting, maybe even lifting your leg a little bit so that it's a little bit higher than this leg. You want the angle of the guitar to be a little bit higher here as opposed to like this. We never want to hold it like this. You may have seen Johnny Cash play the guitar like this. That's just the way he did it, but for us we want to hold it at a nice, comfortable position like this. Okay. Next, we're going to learn about strumming. You may either have one of these Herco thumb picks, which I like to use, or you just may have a regular pick. You place the pick on your thumb, and then you place your index finger like this, and you simply strum down naturally. Try that a few times. Strum down with your pick. Also, try strumming with your thumb. It gives it a more mellow sound. Or you can also strum down with your index finger nail. I like to strum down with both the first and the second finger. As you do that, it may brush little specks of your nail onto the body of the guitar, which will require some cleaning occasionally. Okay, so that was for strumming and for picking. Now let's talk about how we hold the neck of the guitar with the left hand. One way, if you don't have a way to lever up the guitar, you may try putting your leg or crossing your leg over the left like this, and that will allow it to be elevated a little bit. Don't keep it like this for too long because eventually it will start to hurt, but just for a little bit. Okay, as I mentioned previously, we want to hold the guitar or hug the guitar in such a way that we have the majority of the support on this side of the guitar, not ever supporting the guitar on this side. We don't want the weight to be pushed down onto the left hand. The weight wants to be held mostly or supported here with the right hand and arm, allowing the left hand to freely move about the neck. With the thumb, place it in the middle behind the neck on the wood, pushing against or away. With the fingers, you will push onto the strings like so. You want to place each finger to the far edge of the fret or to the furthest or closest to the wire as possible without touching it or without going over. As close to as possible, like this. Try plucking each string as you hold it open, and the first fret, and then place finger number 3 over the 3rd fret. Now, I'm used to playing the guitar mostly classically, which is why I pick it like that. But we want to get our pick and try it again. So, when we place our fingers onto the left fretboard, remember, the thumb behind and the fingers in front. When you place your hand onto the guitar, we want to straighten the wrist, the hand, and the arm, just as though we are playing on the piano. When we place our hand, we want to place it nice and straight. The same thing applies with the guitar. Place your thumb behind, straighten the arm, wrist, and hand, like so, and this is a good, comfortable position. Let's now talk about the fingering of our left hand. In piano, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For guitar, the fingers are, starting with the first index finger, 1, 2, 3, 4, backwards, 4, 3, 2, 1. Remember that. Let's now talk about the strings on the guitar. One way to memorize the strings, starting with string number 1, which is the smallest string, up to string number 6, which is the thickest string. String number 1 is E. String number 2 is B. String number 3 is G. String number 4 is D. String number 5, A. And string number 6 is E. One way to memorize those strings is to use a mnemonic, just like for the note names on the treble clef and bass clef. So let's go ahead and review this as every boy goes dancing after Easter. Try to remember that. Every boy goes dancing after Easter. Can you remember that? I think you can. Okay, so review your book, which explains to you a few ways to tune the guitar. We won't be getting into tuning today. That will be for a later video. We want to get into music right away. So, we know that the first string is E. E on the piano is this E, which is an octave above the E, where middle C is located. We know that a half step above E is F. So that means the first fret will be F, with finger number 1 on the first fret on the first string. We also know that a whole step above F will be G. So on the guitar, with finger number 3, we will place that on fret number 3. That is G. These are our first 3 notes. Let's review them again. E, F, and G. F, E. Very good. Let's go ahead and go on to the next page. This is the page that reviews this first string E, the notes of E, G, E, F, and G, and it also shows where it is located on the staff. Let's go ahead and play the first example, the first exercise on our page 12. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Keep going. One way you can mute your strings is simply by grabbing it here or grabbing it here. placing either palm over the strings. Now let's go ahead and play plain with E, F, and G. If you need to clap the rhythm, go ahead and clap and count. Let's now go ahead and play plain with E, F, and G. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Let's now go ahead and play on the next page. More. Still working with strings. The first E string are 3 notes, E, F, and G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Now, still more, same page, 3/4 time. 1, 2, 3. Now, one thing you may have noticed when I was applying my fingers to the frets is when we play G with finger number 3 on fret number 3, if we don't have to play an E, an open E afterwards, you may keep the first finger on that fret to allow for legato, or easier playing. Take a look at still more on measure number 4. Notice it says keep first finger down when we play F, F, G. It will not affect the G if we maintain the first finger there. Let's go on to the next page. Now this one is called No More. It's a little bit longer. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. How did you do? Practice these a few times and let's have it ready for performance next week at your lesson. Good luck and enjoy your introduction to the acoustic guitar.